And whose team is this? Is this your team? Or is this your daddy's team?
Thanks for listening to the Dad Mode Podcast, common sense parenting in a politically correct world. Here's your host, Andy Carlson.
Welcome back to the Dad Mode Podcast, common sense parenting in a politically correct world. I'm your host, Andy Carlson, and Andy Carlson Show on the Twitter machine. I'm a father. I have no idea what I'm doing, but you and either they're chiefy, so try and learn something together today. The website is dadmodepod.com. Like us on Facebook.com/dadmodepodcast. Also, Instagram, the Twitter machine. Follow me at Andy Carlson Show. So we're coming back in. It's been a while. And I apologize for that. We've been on a pretty heavy recording schedule for Purple for the Win and Bull. Check those out. PurpleFTW.com, bullshow.co. Subscribe on iTunes. And also now we're doing daily video content. Apparently, it just kind of happened by accident. You know, just on our Purple for the Win YouTube channel. So subscribe to that as well. And it initially just started during the draft. I was like, oh, this is a really easy way to crank out some high quality content. And then, we're starting to get pretty comfortable behind the camera. And basically what I do is I write down 3 words and then just wing it on like a 5-minute video. That's how we usually do those anyways. And who knows? Heck, maybe we'll migrate Dad Mode to primarily video, and then we'll just push out the audio as a podcast as well. But wanted to touch base today. And I promise we'll start getting back into these. Again, we won't do so many rebroadcasts. But the great thing is, a lot of the topics that we cover, it's going to be evergreen. You know, it's going to be applicable right when it came out, applicable 9 months later, applicable 3 years from now when you're on kid number 2. And we just rebroadcast the Working on Kid Number 2 episode. That was from... Gosh, I was from 5 months ago. We did that 2 weeks ago, and we're still here. Yeah, we're still attempting to try number 2 because when once you get older, and circumstances beyond our control, it's not like Teen Mom. It's not like the MTV show Teen Mom where it's like, oh my God, I just had sex for the first time ever, and now I have 8 children. Like, oh my God, that's always so annoying, isn't it? And it's more annoying to older couples that have been trying to have kids for a number of years, and we were very blessed and lucky to have Mugsy. But the couples that have, the 40-year-old couples, maybe they focused a little bit on their career to start with, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, and then they try to have kids later. They find out they have complications, and a lot of heartbreak, a lot of money spent, and a lot of just regret and sadness that they can't procreate on their own. And they look into adoption. I almost said have to look into adoption, but as a child of adoption, I can say that there's a lot of massive benefits from it. And one of our friends just adopted a pair of sisters. I think they're 15 and 10 or something like that. And I know it's not exactly what people want when they're adopting. They usually want a young kid that they can raise from birth. But imagine the effect on those 2 kids, the 15 and 10-year-old, who now go from foster care where they may have gotten split up and they get great parents. And yeah, I mean, they're life-changing for both of them. It's amazing. But where was I? Oh yeah, the 16-year-old and the 14-year-old, 15-year-olds, all in there, having sex for the first time, just experimenting, and the condom breaks or something, or they don't even use protection because they're idiots. And then it's like, oh, look, we have a baby, the miracle of life. God is, he's got a sense of humor. Kind of dig that about him, yeah. But today I wanted to talk about what Mugsy digs, and that's... All right, so we've all had our Blankie, right? And some of us had it longer than others, ? And I always remember, I think it was the Learning Channel. Remember when TLC used to be the Learning Channel, not like Honey Boo Boo and crap like that? But it was, I forget maybe it was My Strange Addiction or whatever. But this girl, she was Goyle, Despicable Me 3 coming out pretty soon. Pretty excited about that. But she was like 22 and she was in college and just wrapping up there, and they were covering her during finals week, and she was in the library doing work, and she sucked her thumb. Yeah, I mean, it's a little off-putting, but here's the kicker. She had like this little scrap of fabric that she always had like in the crook between her thumb and the rest of her hand so that she could sniff it, like, and it was a piece of her childhood Blankie. And I know that when kids are young and in cribs, you get attached to your Blankie. It's a running gag, and like Linus from Peanuts, he always had his Linus, right? Yeah. And a lot of us grow out of it, some sooner than others. Like, I remember I had a Blankie, but I didn't have an emotional attachment to it. But some kids, and for really no reason, it's not like you can point to a specific, there was a traumatic incident, so now they're attached to a Blankie. Just psychologically are stuck to it, right? And the wife, we've moved probably like 3 or 4 times since we've been together, and her baby blanket, like, she doesn't sleep with it. She doesn't have it out prominently. It's in a storage bin, but she always makes sure it comes along. And I'm probably, frankly, pretty lucky, because I know that within the sound of my voice, there's some significant others out there whose baby blanket is very prominent. It's very right. It is right there, and maybe they sleep with it. Maybe it's weird being an adult, but going back to this college girl, and so it obviously started off as a full blanket and then just disintegrated down to the point where it was the size of, I don't know, like a fabric swatch that you get from Joann Fabrics, right? And my whole thing is like the whole weird energy around it. I mean, her parents probably should have broke her of this at some point, and I don't know if that's tough love, just completely taken away, bleaching her thumb so she wouldn't suck it. I don't, seeing a psychologist, I don't know, but when you hear of a girl sucking her thumbs, and right away, like, the guy's mind goes to, she has an oral fixation, so this must be great. But no, her teeth were pretty jacked up, from always sucking her thumb. And the single dating life, from what I've gleaned, since I haven't been single in like 10 years, everyone has some damaged goods on them, and like, maybe in the grand scheme of things, being a thumb sucker and having to have the scrap of your childhood blanket right in the crux of your thumb isn't all that weird, but it's still pretty weird. Like, the guy who has to date her has to really be committed, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And with Mugsy, to bring a full circle to her, she doesn't really have a Blankie she's attached to. Like, she has 3 or 4 that she goes through and doesn't have an emotional thing for, but she has an emotional attachment to a pair of fleece winter pants that the wife got, and they're adult pants, pajama pants. They're like pink with designs on them. I'll put a picture up as like the show post art, and it's like it annoys me. Mainly because the wife kept letting her sleep with them, because Mugsy would throw a fit every time we tried to take him away from her. And she wears them like, like you would a sash, like you would a scarf, with the crotch of the pants and the back of her neck, and then like the front legs draping over in the front. And my whole paranoid concern is like she'll roll over in the middle of the night and one of the legs will get caught and then it'll choke her out, and then we'll be those parents. We'll be on the nightly news of a South Metro couple, child died due to asphyxiation because they choked to death because they wouldn't take away stupid pants. Yeah. And it frustrated me to the point because I voiced my concern to the wife probably about 6 times, maybe about like 5, 6, 7 times, that, hey, we shouldn't let her sleep with these pants, and if we do, not have it be around the neck. And then it was like all nonchalant, but she loves them, and da-da-da-da-da. So here's what I did. Dun, 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 dun. I just took him. I just took them away, and I hid them in a undisclosed location. I'm gonna throw them away. if not burn them. Actually, I might just burn them. Although it's not going to be good burning weather this weekend. Yeah, and here's the thing. I took one away about a week ago. I've been monitoring Mugsy. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. No crying. Like she can say words now. Like she can say pants. And no like pants, 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 pants. Like nothing like that. Nothing. Nada. So the whole concern about rocking her emotional world by taking away these pants, which are probably easily a safety hazard, like a low-level safety hazard for sure. It's not like we're putting her in her bed with like a roll of razor wire or anything like that. It's not like that's her comfort blanket. Her instead of a pair of pants is razor wire. No, but yeah, absolutely nothing. And now I feel pretty confident in it. I'm parenting. I'm doing it. I am doing it because even if it was just a blanket, I would be a little concerned, right? Because having the kid who's 7, 8, 3rd and 4th grade, and still has the Blankie. I mean, kids and teachers and parents are much more tuned in to what they perceive as bullying. Probably way overboard now. They're like even normal kid stuff is seen as bullying. Oh, that's bullying. That's bullying. That's bullying. That's bullying. But I can't imagine the shit that an 8-year-old kid with a Blankie will get. Like in middle school, rocking up to the lunch table, got her lunch out, got her little sandwich, got her carrot sticks, got her yogurt, got her little Mugsy lunch, and then got her blanket. Yeah, that's going to go over well. That's going to go over really well. And I do feel that the longer that the psychological attachment to the Blankie goes on, the harder it will be to break that stallion. Harder it will be to take it away, because right now, I think it was smart, patting myself on the back, to just take it away. Cold turkey, be gone. Not like, oh, well, you can have it 3 hours a day, and then we'll put it away, and then we'll no, just gone. It's going to be gone, and they're never coming back, and I'm barring the wife from wearing winter fleece pajama pants as well, and I don't wear them anyways because I don't wear any pants to bed, hey-oh. And, yeah, they're gone. They are completely gone because... yeah, as they get older, then you start developing your idiosyncrasies, and maybe you get into some OCD stuff. Maybe you get into things like that. And yeah, taking it away when she's 17 months or 20 months, whatever, is going to be a lot tougher than, it's going to be a lot easier, than taking it away when she's 20 years old. Yeah, that's my whole thoughts on that. And I'm being very vigilant about it. I think we got very lucky that Mugsy is not a thumb sucker. She's also not a pacifier? Yeah, she's not really into that. She never really was into that. And the Blankie attachment, besides the pants, seems next to nil. So I'm pretty happy about that. And I feel bad for the parents who were into the Binky, because Mugsy never really took to it. Like when the newborns, what you're supposed to do is put the pacifier in the mouth if they're crying, and then you're supposed to like flick it, to make sure that they get suction on it, so they're able to hold it in their mouth or something like that. And I don't know, like seeing I guess she does do the thumb thing, like when she meets new people, what would be like low-grade stressful situations, or if she's really tired, then the thumb will go in the mouth. But it's not a constant thing. You see kids run around, constantly have the thumb in the mouth, and then it becomes a hygienic issue, and then becomes a dental issue, and then it becomes a psychological issue, and that whole thing. And I'm pretty happy that we haven't come across that quite yet, because I understand the delicate position that parents are in, especially if it makes a kid happy. They throw a tantrum, they throw a fit. If you try to take the thumb out when they're 6 or 7, and then all of a sudden you just throw your hands up, you're like, all right, suck your thumb, little baby, do that. And then you blink, and then they're at like a 25 junior CPA. And then they're going over the Reynolds account, and there's like, well, if you look at the third quarter, you'll see that the gross profit margin. McWilliams, what are you doing? Oh, sorry, I sucked my thumb while I'm talking. You're fired. Except then it'll be a hate crime to fire the guy or gal who sucks their thumb. Oh, It's amazing. Life is amazing. So that's the story of the pants and how I broke the stallion. I literally just took him away. Put him in the sock drawer. I mean, put him in an undisclosed location. And I'm going to have a ceremony. Like when a beloved sports figure leaves town. Yeah, I'm just going to burn the pants out in the yard. It's going to be amazing. Also amazing, subscribe to the show. Tell a friend. Spread the word in your mommy and daddy groups. And subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio. And follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, all at Andy Carlson Show. And the website is dadmodepod.com. But until next time, be a man, be a father, go dad mode. Love you a long time.
Think the episode you just heard is worth $1? Well, send it our way. Visit dadmodepod.com/support to find out how. Be a man, be a father. Go dad mode. The music is created and produced by Deeb. To hear more of his tracks, visit soundcloud.com/Deeb.